wow. Just wow. Like, Wakanda forever. Like, it's powerful. Welcome everybody, I'm RJ of the Nerdy Brew, and here on this channel we talk TV, movies, and everything in between, all while drinking a cup of coffee. Now if you like one of those things or all of those things, why don't you consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell and becoming a fellow Brewster. So today, fellow Brewsters, we are reviewing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, starring female Denzel Washington, Victor Strand, Uncle Dr. Senator, Brother Mendoza, and T'Challa. Directed by George E. Wolfe. The movie Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is an adaptation of a play by August Wilson of the same name, who was based off of a real person of Ma Rainey. So the premise of the movie takes place in 1927 Chicago, while Ma Rainey has this celebrity where her records are getting played, and she is in the black community, and she's a celebrity, and people are attracted to her music and picking up her music. So she has a manager who offers to record her biggest record, which is her Black Bottom. It was the title of the song. And her band gets together and they make it down to Chicago in a studio, and they have a lot of revelation and discussions about who they are, what they're about, and their aspirations, and all through the hiccups and setbacks and discussions of trying to make this song get recorded perfectly. But throughout the movie, there's always a break, a pause, conflict, confrontations that hinder the recording to get done in a swift fashion. So basically the movie is trying to resolve to get that record out there in the best way possible. But through the course of the movie, the band is a wily group of characters, all different characteristics that end up contending with one another in ideologies and personalities. Chadwick Boseman plays a trumpet player who is beyond talented when it comes to music, between trumpet, playing the trumpet, and being a music writer. And he has lofty aspirations of breaking into his own band or taking over Ma Rainey's band, which brings conflict because Ma Rainey, played by Viola Davis, female Denzel Washington, she's the GOAT. They have she knows her place. She is the queen bee, you know what I'm saying? She's the HBIC in charge, you know? And so she's like, that ain't gonna happen, that's my song, and we gonna work it how I say so. That's really her personality and disposition. And he's just a young man who wants to live more beyond the existence that he has. And mind you, once again, this is in 1927, so there is racial segregation and classism that is prevalent at this time that affects these characters. But Ma Rainey is trying to transition in her own goals and aspirations to know that she is a star, and she's the ringleader who runs the show. Victor Strand plays Cutler, and Cutler is a satisfied trombone player, and he is more, I'm not gonna say a lackey, but he's like the number two to make sure that the band stays together for Ma Rainey. So Ma Rainey got her vision of how everything should go. She's talking to Cutler about the rehearsals and her vision for how the song needs to be recorded. the mishaps that happen. I'm really not gonna say, but I will say that there's minor spoilers in here. But I will say that I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee while I collect my thoughts. I will say this, that she brings in her nephew. Her nephew, she has a promise that she wants her nephew to do be part of the song, but come to find out that he stutters. He's got a horrible stutter. So that's one of the conflicts that they have to get through, of trying to make sure that he gets through this clearly to have a perfect recording. And they have technical difficulties when it comes to him getting a perfect recording along with his stutter. As I said, Chadwick Boseman plays a character who wants to be bigger than what his position is. He is very talented when it comes to the trumpet, and he's very much a futurist when it comes to the vision of where black music is going, where jazz is going, to be very much a change in the culture where it gets a little bit more fast paced, to get more people dancing and grooving. And then that's kind of his whole position. And the one thing that I say, what he's trying to do, in Ma Rainey, she has a love interest who is a woman, and she like Ma Rainey, and she like Chadwick Boseman, and so that brings in conflict as well. And then there's conflict between the band players with Uncle Dr. Senator and Victor Strand and T'Challa. And with them having that place, I know, I just can't think of their real names. I just know them by their characters. So they just in that place of having this conflict of and T'Challa, they have this conversation of different ideologies and philosophies and backgrounds. And I just want to say that T'Challa, or Chadwick Boseman, let me put some respect on his name, he did a monologue about the character's past, about the trauma that he had to endure as a boy with his family, being abused by a gang of white men, and see his mother go through something atrocious that no child should ever see. And he ended up getting emotional scars, mental scars, and physical scars, from that altercation, where it shows why that character feels like he wants to extend beyond the circumstances that were given to him, dealing with the hand that was dealt. They have a conversation about God, and for me, I'm a faith believer, and just to put in a position where Chadwick Boseman puts in a thought of he went through enough evils. He's seen horrible things in the early days of America, and the racism that was built upon subjugation, and subjugation. So he was like, where's God? Where is God at this time during the things that are so heavy for us to deal with? Where are those things? But the thing is, Victor Strand, he is so deep in his faith that he takes, He takes offense. He takes offense to the fact that he is not a faith believer, but his performance of Chadwick Boseman's is so authentic and so powerful that you have to resonate with the questions, and I have to resonate with the hurt, that how could you have faith when you felt some things that have been so ugly? And there's also him, I don't want to say he really stole the show, but he's a major component and because of his performance, made me appreciate him and love him more and more on that. As I finished the review, they go through and end up accomplishing the song, and they record it between Rainey has her own conflicts that she go through with arguing with police and a white man. That happens. Money clears that up. So I guess that's the only color that could actually like appease people. And then also it's her show, and with all the technical difficulties, and there are two alpha personalities, two big personalities between Chadwick Boseman and Viola Davis with those characters. And when the movie first started, I had no idea that was Viola Davis. Like, I didn't even know by the credits, and I was really trying to figure out. I mean, further along in the movie, I ended up recognizing, but before that point, I was like, yo. I was like, who is this woman? I was like, she looks so familiar. What? I know her from somewhere. And I was like, yo, I can't believe how much she transformed to play that role. She was unrecognizable, and her performance was very dubious. Yo, she was just a nasty woman. I was like, nah, I don't like being around her. But those guys, the band members, had a lot of tough skin to deal with her. And they just knew their place. Brother Mendoza was very quiet and loved his position as the bass player. And so he's just there. And then you have Uncle Dr. Senator, who is an older wise man who has a lot of voice and philosophies, and he speaks in a way of the philosophies of Greece and the philosophies of science, and trying to relay it to make it practical, so people could understand. But there's a lot of straight talk, where his conversation goes over a lot of people's head, and he's like, look, we talking about the same thing. But it really doesn't come off that way, because he's actually very, very educated and very smart. There's certain things that I loved about this movie being an adaptation of a play, is that primarily most of the movie takes place in two locations in one setting, which is at the studio. But there's the studio upstairs, and then at the basement. So then they go to the studio, try to record the song, a mishap happens, it doesn't work out. Then boom, they go downstairs. They have this quick and authentic and purposeful and engaging dialogue that they have with one another, that really is the anchor of the movie. Also, there is I just want to get to this. Chadwick Boseman, his character was somebody of the time, right? I really felt believable of somebody who loved their brand new shoes, of someone who spoke that way, someone who carried themselves that way from that time era. And it just had me totally enthralled and submerged or immersed. I was deeply into it. That's what I'm trying to say. So correct me in the comments below. And that is one thing. And I just want to say this. From the lineage of black actors, so from Hattie McDaniels to Sidney Poitier, Denzel, Viola Davis, to these great people that we have, and I would just say that Chadwick Boseman, he left us too soon, but he has left a legacy of world-class acting. He was a talent that was unmatched. I feel like when it comes to great actors' names, he's definitely in the discussion, and he should never be forgotten. And I just really feel like, looking at his catalog of the shows and the movies and the effort that he has put in, he has taken his craft totally seriously, to be transformable. Like, I did not like The Five Bloods. I have a review. I'll link it in the description. But I did not like that movie. But for him, he was a standout star. He was really one of the only things next to Delroy Lindo that was one of the most engaging to watch on screen. Stormin' Norman, he was amazing. And you know, his work as T'Challa, but him really being James Brown and Jackie Robinson, of being these powerful people within not just American history but Black history, and to be honest with his work makes him a great thespian, a great actor, and he's a talent that will truly be missed. I really wish I got to this review sooner. This movie really pulled at my heartstrings. I gave it a recommendation, just to see the fast dialogue, to see the wonderful performances, to see the setting, the time period, the costumes, the music. And there's one thing that I have to say before I end this video. Ma Rainey and all those band members had a turbulent time of making that record, right? And it's her Sistine Chapel, right? And the thing is that when they finished it, it got moved over for white people to listen to. And that's usually the case. And I'm not somebody who talks about race, but it is actually a discussion that needs to be had, that there has been a lot of Black contributions, and humans have always contributed to humans as well needed. But there's always have been a place of ways of stepping stones. So I just want y'all to know that that has happened, of people claiming to be patriots but disregarding the people that actually did the work. So that is something to consider. But this video ran on quite long, a lot of editing. Oh, but I gotta get a movie a grade. I give it an 8.9. With that being said, but have you seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? Is there other works about Chadwick Boseman? What are you currently watching? What are you currently drinking? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Video to an end after all of that. And I want you to be you, do you, see the bigger picture. Have a fantastic day because you deserve it. This is that channel. Peace.